We are at the 17th Street Yacht Basin, and we're in a row of yachts. You can see them behind us. Man of Steel's back there. And then we're at the end, our tiny little boat.
Our crew you're looking at.
You're looking at our crew. But there's crew for all of these boats. It's crazy.
We are pointing our bow toward Bimini, Bahamas, our first stop on our 500-mile run south to Turks and Caicos. From squeezing out of Fort Lauderdale marina surrounded by mega-yachts to crossing the Gulf Stream in lumpy 4-foot seas, we're chasing turquoise water, snorkeling coral heads, trying and mostly failing to master the sea foil, and sharing a few real-world boat tips along the way. We haven't met before. I'm Jen, and this is Dave. We're a Colorado couple who traded snow boots for scuba fins and now live aboard our Nordhavn 55. So welcome, and don't forget to hit that like button and smash subscribe so you can follow right along our journey.
So, current and wind all shoving us that way. Two threats are obviously the boat in front of us and that marine dock right over there, the fuel dock. I'll be driving. You're going to work the ropes, the lines. Start with the bow line. Take that bow line off first. Take this forward spring line off. Take the stern off. The last one will be this aft spring line. What we're going to do is we're going to bump back about 10 feet because we got plenty of room back there.
Yeah.
Just gives us a little bit more space.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll bump back about 10 feet all the way for about 10 feet.
Yeah.
And then once you think I can move the bow to port, I'll aim the bow to port. Once we get in that current though, it's gonna start pushing us. It looks like about 2.5 knots. So
Okay.
we got this.
Yep. I'm not very good at that. Is off.
Okay, now before you release out of the line, do you see any other traffic coming down the channel? Let's take a look out.
I don't from my point of view.
I got a good view. There's nothing coming. There's a dead fish.
Okay, we're slack right now with this line, so I've got it.
Okay.
The line is off.
Are all lines off?
All lines are off, and I am on the boat all the way. Watch the boat in front of us, but yeah, I'm ready to drive.
Forward. Forward. How is my stern look?
Your stern's fine. We were clear.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that. You're clear. Well, I mean, not clear.
Clear on starboard?
Yeah,
No
you're
traffic
20
coming.
feet.
So I don't know where the big boat's going.
Looks like he's moving towards the dock.
Yeah, go ahead. This Explorado.
Yeah, Cap, we should be backing down right to that position. Should be going into a slip right in that channel right there.
Oh, right here.
Understood. Okay, we're going to pass you on the starboard side, our port.
Roger that. So pass you guys by the starboard side.
After getting around this yacht and pushing through the bridge, we're on our way.
We were so excited to leave that we forgot to tell you guys where we're going. Well, we're leaving Fort Lauderdale and we are headed to Bimini. Yes, we are making our trek south to Turks and Caicos. So Bimini is our first stop, and we will it's going to take us a couple weeks since we're going to meander through. But crossing today is a little rough, as you can tell, but nothing we can't handle. If it was any worse than this, we wouldn't want to go, but we only have to endure this for a few hours across the Gulf Stream, so. We are just about an hour away from Bimini. It's a rough day, I mean, rough waters. But if we didn't go today, we would have had to wait like 3 or 4 days. It was going to get bad. So it ended up being about 4-foot seas. It seemed like we were hitting them head on, but it didn't take us too long. We're going to get there before dark so we can throw an anchor. Are you excited? Are you so excited? Are you so excited?
I'm dumping the toilet.
Oh. We're right here. We're just going to come around and anchor on this other side of Bimini. The wind's shifting from the west tonight, so have a little bit of protection. I miss that blue water. Oh.
And of course, we were greeted by dolphins.
Did you have a good day, though?
I did have a good day.
Good.
When we came out of the inlet,
Yes, we
and
did.
the ebb and the current and the winds were opposing, and the first time that bow dipped into the water by 5 or 6 feet.
With my camera on it.
I mean, the speed was no fun. I don't like doing 6.1.
No, that was really slow. It was just a lot of vroom.
And then it'd be like, okay, well, it got into a little rhythm, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and then bam.
Smash you in the side of the head. Well, we had the doors open, and it came in. It splashed the whole back side of our pilot house. I'm like, okay, I gotta close that door.
And then it gets hot, and the last thing you want to be is hot while you're bouncing all over the place.
We got to run with air conditioning. We wouldn't have been able to do that without these new batteries.
Yep.
So
ran with the air conditioning. And then this is what we do, is we say, you know what, this wasn't a great idea. We should probably go when it's a little bit less. We shouldn't have like 4 foot on 4 seconds. We should wait, yada, yada. And then we get to Anchorage, and we sit out here with a drink, and we're like, oh, that wasn't too bad.
That's fine, we do it again.
Not a problem.
Kind of like the New River.
Yeah, exactly like the New River.
2 hours of flipping stress and...
You're breathing in my flipping headphone.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then you get out of it, and you're like, oh, that wasn't too bad.
That wasn't bad. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's do it next week.
I was like, I thought you stroked out. I thought I was going to have to call 991.
They're all learning opportunities, Dave. That's what Bernie says. Learning opportunities.
And well,
yeah. No.
So now we are sort of in the Bahamas. Our boat's in the Bahamas. We're in the Bahamas.
We're in Bimini.
But we have a yellow flag.
There's Bimini. That is our yellow quarantine flag. So we have to hang that until we check in with wherever. I don't know if we're going to do it here in Bimini or if we're going to do it in Chub Key. We're going to head towards Chub Key tomorrow.
So Chub Key is now private, and that kind of sucks. Unless you're a member there, then it's great. But we flew into Chub Key 3 years ago.
Yep.
In our plane, landed at the airport, golf cart over to the resort, had a wonderful time. Beautiful resort. The entire island is like a little development.
It was really cool.
And now, I think if you show up on the beach in your dinghy, you get shot at or something.
It's really private, and the rooms, $190
for your
a night.
own little casita.
And that's not all right. That's I mean, it's money, right? But now they're like $500 a night just for the tiny little studio room. It's nuts.
Even better, it's just so nice just to fly in and land on this parking lot. And there was customs with a shack with James. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
No.
Oh well, you have to be a member. Lots of money.
Today's weekly tip is know your boat. Know it so well that when something little's off, you recognize it. We have a rule here on Explorado: if you see something, smell something, hear something, you say something. And we don't blow it off until we figure out what it is. For example, let's say Jen says she smells fuel. And I go, no big deal. I just changed the fuel filters this morning, and so I probably walk through the salon with a dead fuel filter, and that's why you still smell it. And off to dinner we go, and then we come back, and maybe, hypothetically, someone didn't tighten up the cap on the fuel filter, and maybe that fuel was leaking into the bilge, and we had 5 or 10 gallons. So you always investigate. I'm just saying hypothetically. So yesterday, in real life, we're crossing the Gulf Stream, great little cruise, and always monitor the engine instruments. This is the gauge that you get standard with your John Deere engine. And of course, everyone adds on some additional gauges. I can actually monitor a little bit more on the Furuno display, but I rarely have this up because we're usually using the charts and stuff. But the one I use all the time is this little RD33. You'll see what I have in there: of RPM, the hours, fuel rate, engine temp, load, and oil pressure. These numbers are always steady Freddy. We can cruise around at 1350 is a really comfortable number. Right now the alternator is, I'm gonna come over here, the alternator is charging up almost at full capacity there, 169 amps for a 170 amp alternator, because we had some air conditioning on last night on the Anchor, so it's charging up the batteries. when that comes back down to a normal, you know, just 70, 80, 100 amps, that fuel rate will drop back down to about 6.6. It's kind of normal for us, 6.5. So we burn about 6.5 gallons per hour. We're doing 7.5 knots now. So our economy is 1.1 nautical miles per gallon. That'll probably jump up to about 1.2, 1.3. And I generally plan for 1 gallon per mile, just overall the big picture of things, of seasons and stuff. But what I wanted to point out was yesterday, a lot of people don't have this on their boat or don't monitor it. The load, it's percentage, load percentage, right? It says right now we're working at about 52% load on that engine, which is, you know, lightweight for a nice big 340 horse John Deere Lugger 1276. So no big deal. But yesterday, that number was hanging around 80, 78, 85, 76, and it wasn't constant. You see how this one's just staying at 51, like barely moving around? Now, that's happened before. It happened last year, and I didn't realize what it was back then because we were new to the boat. But it's a clogged fuel filter. That's all it is. Go down. Most boats have switchable racors, so you just go from one filter to the other. That way you can hot swap out the other one and cruise. And that's what we did. And sure enough, as I went down there and the vacuum pressure on that fuel filter was up above 5, so that means it was just trying to suck fuel out of there, but the filter was clogged. Really something simple, no big deal. Last year it did turn into a big deal. Last year we let it go and had no idea. I wasn't checking it because I was new, and the next morning we couldn't start the engine up. It already had an air leak in there and created a whole bunch of messes. This year we're cruising around like, oh, we know what we're doing now, sort of. And that's a really good indicator. So know your boat, know what those numbers are in normal everyday, monitor those numbers, and if you see something just a little out of whack, go investigate. So our overall plan for this season, we're heading straight to the Turks and Caicos. We leave it in a marina there for 2 weeks over the holidays. So we're gonna leave it, go back to Colorado, see some kids, see some parents, and then come back for New Year's Eve. They've got a big New Year's Eve fireworks show at Grace Bay. Looking forward to that. So then after that, we are gonna hit the Bahamas and work our way north. So last year we hit the Abbot Coast and then came down south for the season. This year, because we're going so early, December, I'm not gonna say it's cold in the Abbot Coast in December, but you know, and then we'll start working our way up Georgetown and up.
Well, after an 8-hour day, I think it was 8 hours, maybe 10, I don't know, maybe even 12. We had a long day from Bimini to Chub Keys, or almost to Chub Key. We've been doing a little boat work. I was polishing the bright work outside, and we'll probably be doing that all day tomorrow, and Dave's been cleaning up. Was that our cleaning drawer thing covered?
So we have 2 bosun's lockers, I call them, in our Portuguese bridge. That side over there has
Stuff. Water
has
stuff.
has all the covers for the windows, has the external ground power, extra cords. Oh, all our extra lines. We got a lot of extra lines, just in case. And shade guards for the lines. And then over here, this is pretty much our cleaning. So it's just all cleaning supplies.
Cleaning stuff. Dave's new toy. Gonna try it for the first time. I would bust my ass if I did that, but we're gonna learn. I'll learn it. I'm just gonna watch him. We just did a, what was it, 10-hour cruise from Chub Key down to Highborn?
Highborn.
Yeah, we're in Highborn Key right now, just for the night. Tomorrow's a short one, 8 hours. We got 6 days before we hit Turks and Caicos, so we didn't check in the Bahamas, so we can't go shore, but
Okay, gotta lean forward a little
yeah,
bit
lean
more.
forward. This is so funny. Trying not to laugh, but it is funny. I'm gonna look just as bad.
This is fun! I'm so glad we got this.
Laurado. When we open our door, it says Laurado instead of Explorado, like we can't spell or something. He's getting up on his knees, yay! This current is taking me that way. Not that I can't handle though. I'm a good swimmer. You got off plane again.
I think I'm tired.
Doesn't pick up very well, but there's the moon. There's the beautiful sunrise. Depths are a little different here than they are up on the East Coast. This is 3.8 foot under keel. So add 6.5 feet to that, and that's our depth. Right now it's about 10.5 feet deep. But look at this watercolor. Doesn't get any prettier than this. We had some daylight left, so we got the dinghy down to see some fish.
Gotta blow your top off.
I didn't expect, yeah, my tip was hanging out earlier. These are fun.
They are.
What do you think about our new anchor?
I'm surprised. I really like it.
Yeah.
I've never used a box anchor before. All the dinghy anchors are all the same,
Yeah.
but this one's really neat. I think I talked about it earlier when we unboxed it. So I'm looking forward to trying it on beaches and rocks and everything else, but it worked great for today.
I mean, we just threw it in and it stuck. See it down there. Our first snorkel of the year. I'm sorry, of the season, not the year. Beautiful night. It's like, this is my perch. We had to go walk this beautiful sandbar and move our legs. If you've never trekked through thigh-deep water for a quarter mile, it's a good workout. Time to move on to Long Key.
All right, it's ready to go.
All right, have
I think I
fun.
just throw it in the water. I go with it. I gotta get up here.
And off he goes. This is Dave's second day trying his e-foil, so watched a few videos. He's got it. Trying to figure it out. He's gonna figure it out before I get on it. Okay, step one's done. Oh, he's got this. It's not gonna take long for him to figure it out. I'm curious how many tries it takes for the average user to get up on these things. We bought like a beginner version, and once you get the hang of this one, you can move up to the more advanced boards. Definitely stayed on longer this time.
That's what she said.
Oh, he's going fast. Oh,
Forward. Push down with your hands. Get your weight forward. Oh, good. Forward, forward, forward. Nice. Nice. Wipeout.
he wants it so bad. He's like, last one, last one. He got it. Just about to head over I don't know how far it is, but it's way over there. Can't really see it. There's a coral reef over there. So I'm gonna go by myself. I have my handy dandy safety vest on just in case because it's really far. Taking my fins, obviously, and my little Subnado so I can get back fast. And I'll just check it out, see what's over there. I'm always curious about stuff like that. Dave doesn't like that about me because I'll just kind of go and do a lot of things. I'm a little crazy like that, but. We are anchored just off the tip of Long Key, which is right over there. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. Everything looks so far away on the cameras, but we got in last night. Oh, it was late afternoon, enough time to play, but we're gonna leave at noon today because we're gonna cross over the Caicos Passage. It's gonna take us 24 hours from Long Key to get to Turks and Caicos. I wanted to get in there in time to check in, so we, we're not pushed for time, but they're pretty strict about it. So right now we're just snorkeling and e-foiling, having some fun. Dave doesn't look like he's having fun. He's getting water in his face.
Jen's second day on the e-foil. She'll probably start doing loops and tricks here pretty soon. Yep, that was a cool trick. I wanted to see something cool. Nothing like watching 54-year-olds learn a new trick. Oh, she did a turn. Nice. Oh, she's up. That's it. Well, that's a really, look, with the waves, she's doing, and the crash. A little wavy this morning. Nose goes up, you gotta lean forward. Lean forward, the tail comes up and gets you flying. Oh!
All right, going for coral head number 2. Hoping I have better luck.
If you enjoyed riding along, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next leg south. Same boat, same crew, new adventure, and probably a few more luring opportunities. See you next time.